Again, Joseph was over other people's stuff, over God's stuff, not knowing that God set him up in that position to help save his brothers and sisters in time of famine. He set him up in this position for something that's going to happen years later. So as a believer, you got to also realize just because you got money don't mean you need to spend it all. Know how to save something. You understand? They had to save and have provisions for time, for hard times. Do you understand? Now, even though you know God will provide, does that mean you just keep on spending and spending and spending and spending and spending unnecessarily? And then you start looking at yourself in the mirror like, wow. No, save something. So if somebody needs some help, you can help them. But everybody's not going to reach that level. Can I tell you that too? Because guess what? His brothers didn't reach the same level as Joseph. Joseph did. Joseph did. Did everybody reach Solomon's level? No, Solomon. Everybody got their own purpose. But I'm just telling you some things today. I'm not saying God does not want to overflow your pocketbook, your 2 purses. But what's the use of having 20 purses in the refrigerator? I'm talking to you women now, in the closet. You got 40 purses in the closet. And it seems like most people don't want to give away until they realize, I got too much. So let me give away now that I got no room for it. You know, it's like you're being forced to give some things away. But that's good too. But God wants you not to be forced to do anything. If you got too much, give away. A few weeks ago, probably 2 weeks ago, I got clothes upon clothes. And something happened. I ain't need to go into detail. And I was led to clean out my closet. Our closet. And I found clothes upon clothes that I ain't wearing years. I'm like, what in the world? And I'll be thinking, like, man, I got too much stuff in here. And guess what happened? God compelled me to give it away. But the thing is, I'm learning. Houston, don't get to that point. Give it away. I got you. I know you need clothes. I know you need that. But you're not even doing nothing with that. Give it away. You know, a lot of people's closets are so packed and they just piling clothes in. Me included at one point in time. Just piling more and more stuff in. Just piles upon piles of more stuff. And they're like, I need to do something. But won't give nothing away. Nothing. It's time for us as Christians to get to a point in our life where we know that God will provide for us. He know we're going to buy clothes. He know we're going to do things like that. But he's trying to get us to a point where we just give. You know, get to the point where nobody ain't got to ask you. You just give it. You know, I'm going to tell you some weird thing about that situation. So I was like, God said one household on my mind to give these clothes to. He didn't set the Salvation Army on my mind. You know what the Salvation Army is going to be? They're going to take it and they're going to sell it for a price. I guarantee you there's somebody in your life that you know desire help. That you know needs certain things. And God will set them on your mind. Now you got some people going to call you just ask. Just ask. And guess what? Sometimes you're going to say no. Your yes be yes and your no be no. Sometimes you're going to say no. And sometimes you're going to say yay. Sometimes you're going to have it, sometimes you ain't. It is what it is. That's part of it. But God has set somebody on your mind to give it to. Wow. Oh, I'm getting there. This is a slow one. Slow burn. So God set a certain household on my mind to give it to. My wife took it over there. And you know what came out the people's mouth? But like, you know, my brother didn't have any clothes. He was having to wash clothes twice, 3 times a week because he didn't have any. I didn't know that. I didn't know that. I did not know. I just was sitting on my mind to give it to that house. That was it. Wow. Amazing. And upon doing that, my household felt much better. Wow. I wasn't expecting money back for the clothes. Forget a yard sale. If I don't want it, I'm just going to give it away. And the thing is, get to a point where you just give it away anyway. It keeps your house clean. Keeps your house from being messy. You understand? Take churches, right? Churches are focused on so much of building the house up. The house of the Lord. They focus so much time and money. Well, God has blessed us with more funds. Let's add to the church. There's people in that congregation that are struggling like you could ever imagine. You building a church temple up, and there's people out there struggling. And you telling them to just trust in your prayers. And God's sitting on your mind to help. And you ain't helping. You steady trying to make the church bigger. Make the congregation bigger. You trying to be that church that be on TV. And there's people out there struggling. God knows my heart. If God was to bless me with a church, I don't care if it's real big. Bless me with more funds in that church. I don't care if it's real big. I got a concept in my mind. There's something called outside. Where did I get this concept from? Well, I got it from the Bible. A few people gathered around to hear Jesus preach and teach. And it was so many people, for the multitude, they were just climbing upon people. And it was a man it was so many people, right? They took the roof off the house. They gave me an idea. They took the roof off the house in order for more people to see inside. It's not always about the size of the church. It's about your mindset. They didn't care about the roof. They cared about getting the word out. They didn't care about how the church looked. They cared about getting the word out. What's wrong with having a field and a small building and a outdoor area? Maybe bring the church outdoors might bring some people from the outside hearing it. Might bring them in. But most churches are all closed in. You can't hear nothing. All soundproof walls. I want my walls to my church that God gives me, every sound to come out of it. You got churches with stained glass windows. Nobody can't even look through the window. Nobody can't even look through the window to see what's going on in the church. The church windows got blinds on them. They stay shut. And the Lord's light can't even get in. I got a way different way of thinking than most people. I don't know why. I don't know. The size of the building, it's nothing. The size of our God is huge. He don't need a building. Yeah, it's good to have a building to draw people to. But why are all the doors closed all through the week? Closed to the people. You got a few that have a little daycare. You got a few that make it to schools, that utilize every aspect of the church building, but the majority of them don't. It's closed. It's shut down. For Wednesday, it might be open for Wednesday, choir rehearsal. Wow. To whom much is given, much is required. Give freely. Took the roof off. There is something called outside ministry. Let the light in. I had a concept of making a church like the walls can lift up on the side. If it's a beautiful day out, I can just open up the doors so everybody can hear from the outside. We trying to keep the word in the inside. We ain't even trying to get it out. Wow, that's amazing. And I'm saying that not in a good way. It's amazing how we keep the church. Oh, somebody might steal. Are we as Christians designed to worry about people stealing? Because we know God will provide. Are we worried about what's in the church so much? Wow. Oh, foolish people. Back to the issue at hand. 2 purses. 2 purses. Why? Why does God want to overflow you? So you can help others spiritually. Why does God want to overflow you financially? So you can help others financially. Why does God want to give you increase? So you can help increase others. But you know what? The world is so selfish. We only focus on ourselves. Why does God want to, you want that promotion and you never get it? And you're like, why am I not getting promoted, Lord? Because you're worried, probably because you're worried too much about yourself and status. What are you going to do with the promotion? Are you going to try to better the company? You want to be a preacher? Are you going to try to better the church? Or are you going to be about you? A lot of things don't come because of the selfish notion. Many people are selfish. Many people only worry about their own things. You know, it's kind of different from a man and a woman. You know, a man is more trying to keep things in order, keep a little money in the bank. I'm just being real with y'all today. Don't jump on me for this. A man try to keep a little extra. A woman likes to spend. They do. And they like to help people. They do. Women love to help people. Men are more cautious. But you see how it balances out. You got to have that cautious one. You got to have that one. That's why marriage is so important. You got to have that cautious one who got to be like, okay, we got to manage this well. And you got to have that woman too. Hey, don't worry. But you can't do that every time. You can't be like, all right. You got to say no sometimes. But balance. You got to know how to manage the funds. You can't just give everything up. Do you understand? You can't. Why you think they had an accountant? Stephen. Because they didn't just give. They got to use it wisely. Same way with us. You can't just give everything. You understand? Come on now. Think. 2 purses. 2 purses. You know, the other video I titled 2 swords. I'm going to title this one 2 purses. To help you understand 2 purses. Something just dropped in my head. You got a spiritual purse that's designed to give to someone's spirit. And you got a physical purse that's designed to give help in a material form, food, this or that. But you got 2 types of help. 2 coats. One for you, one for somebody else. Wow. Holy crap. Really? God, are you dropping this on my mind today? Why does God overflow us? Wow. To give. Why does God overflow us with the Spirit? To give it. Why does God overflow our finances? To give more. Why does God increase our business? To hire more people. Oh, you want your business to increase, but you don't want to hire new help. You might get into a predicament when your business overflows and you can't handle it. Then you'll be forced to give some away anyway. You see how good God is. You have to be forced to give that work to somebody else. 2 purses, 2 coats, 2 swords. You understand? 2 swords. Sword of the Spirit. Sword. The Word of God. You understand? 2 purses. Then he said, pray that you enter not into temptation. After all this, that don't even make sense. You're talking about two persons one moment. Then you're telling me to pray. Now, enter not into temptation the next moment. Selfish temptations. Temptations normally is a selfish act. It's about you. Why do you pray? To keep your mind off yourself. Why do you pray for others? To keep your mind off yourself. Why do you do for others? To keep your mind off yourself. Don't you supposed to worry about yourself? When I sent you out, lack you nothing? Wow. Jesus prayed. Hey, you ain't got to go to the cross, Jesus. You ain't got to go to the cross. Worry about you. You ain't got to go to the cross. Don't worry about everybody else. Nevertheless, let your will be done, not mine. Oh, you see the circle now. You see the full circle of what it was all about. Helping us reach heaven. So what is it all about? If you are my disciples, you do what I command you. The works that I do, you will do. Lay down your life for others. Risk your neck for others. Stand up for others who are being wrong. Speak what you're supposed to speak. Say what you're supposed to say. But you got a lot of people, well, it ain't my business. I'm good. As a Christian, you're going to learn to have compassion on people. You're going to have to learn to have compassion on people. And if people feeling some type of way, you're going to feel their pain. But if you have no compassion, you feel no pain for nobody else because you're always worried about numero uno. Pray that you enter not into temptations. Pray that you enter not into temptation. Take two purses. Take two clothes. Jesus prayed. Don't go to the cross. Angels came. Your will, go to the cross. If you don't take up your cross on a daily and follow after me, you're not worthy of being my disciple. You cannot be my disciple if you don't do what I ask of you. You know why the world is so bad? Because of selfishness. Most people are going to say greed. Greed is a selfish act. Lust. Selfish. Selfish. You want to worry about numero uno. As long as I'm happy. I don't care about somebody else. Most of all these sins, selfish. Fornication. Selfish. Sexual morality. Selfish. Envy. Selfish. Jealousy. Selfish. 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 Envy. Selfish. Jealousy. Selfish. Do you understand, people? All of them surround the same thing. Selfish. Put yourself first instead of putting God first. Put God first. You put his kingdom first. You'll worry about the needs of others. Selfish. Even a lot of gospel now. Selfish. Selfish. You want that new house? Pray for that new house. Selfish. Selfish. You want that new car? Pray for that new car. Selfish. Selfish. How is that selfish? God said, Jesus said, seek first the kingdom of heaven, and all else will be added to you. Basically telling you how to take your mind off of yourself while I provide everything else. Does it make sense to you now? Are you getting this? Is it dropping in your dome? And the thing is, we all suffer from selfishness. Where the Lord said, pray that you enter not into temptation. Selfish. Selfish. Does it make sense now? Why do you pray? To stop from being selfish. Why do you stop focusing on praying for yourself all the time? I did a video the other day. It's time to start thinking about the welfare of others. You understand? But the thing is, we live in a world where dog eat dog. I worked hard for this. Oh, it's all about me, me, me. Me. This is about me. Well, if it's about you, it's no longer about God. Oh, Joseph overflowed for himself. He reaped the fruits of assisting another. And then assisting another allowed him to assist the children of Israel. Not just the children of Israel, whatever other land that was in famine. Wow. Amazing. Sinners and righteous people alike. It's like having a grocery store. Oh man, I'm finna go there. It's like having a grocery store, people. And you only want to let certain people in. I don't like them. They gotta look a certain way. They gotta dress a certain way. They gotta act a certain way. Then they're here. And most churches are the same way. You gotta wear a dress. Or you gotta wear a suit. Let me tell you something, people. I was born in 1980. Suits started fading to the back a long time ago. Yeah, times and things change, but God's words remain the same. Do I have to wear a suit? Do I have to wear a tie? That's man tradition. Does a woman necessarily have to wear a dress? Does the dress make you or break you? Yes, God doesn't want a woman to dress all provocative and revealing, just like he don't want a man to dress all provocative and revealing, but in reality, God doesn't care. He looks at your heart. Can't go to my church dressed like that. But you can't, it's a respect thing. You respect the Lord. You don't want to go to the Lord's house any kind of way. Oh, you think I'm just talking about the church. Oh, you're missing the mark. You are a child of the Most High. The way you carry yourself is what people see you. You are the church. Oh, you think you only gotta dress nice on Sundays? That means even in your own house, you might want to dress conservative. You remember back in the day, our mama and them used to wear a house coat. They stayed covered up. They didn't want to reveal too much. It's my house. It's the Lord's house. He gave it to you. Keep it holy, for I am holy. Does anything make sense now? People. God's overflow is a direct representation of how you act and how you look. Do you understand that? It works hand in hand. It works hand in hand. You are the church. Do you understand? But that's not what's going on this day and age. Everybody's worried about themselves. The church is just worried about the building. The person is worried about the temple. And not worried about others. Freely I have given to you. Freely you have received, freely you shall give. Testimony time. People, it's so many things in my home that I have not bought with my own hands. The car I drive is from my job. Whatever vehicle I get from my job. I never had to pay a dime for nothing, for majority of things that I have, because God is so good. He said, how long will you seek after leasing? When you do the right thing, the right things are going to fall in your lap. Can I tell you something? I don't even pay for gas. God will provide. One vehicle break down, God gives me another one. God will provide. Houston, how much you pay on your car note? God will provide. Houston, how much you pay for insurance? God will provide. Why is he providing these things for me? To assist others. To grow others, just like he's growing you. Oh, you want that new house, you got to go out there and work 12 jobs. God will provide. How long will you seek after leasing? God knows the things you need of before you ask of him. 2 purses, spiritual purse, financial purse, all to look on to the welfare of others. Have a blessed day.